Hey, Raider Nation, how you guys doing? Welcome to another great episode of the Unfiltered Truth. I'm your host, Phil Jones. Phil Robinson here, and this is the pregame show. We have the Dolphins on our schedule for our final home game. Raiders have been uneventful there in Vegas, 2-5. Not good. We come down to a game where you had that 1% glimmer of hope, and let's be real. Let's all be realistic tonight. Most likely won't happen, but I still love my team, and I'm still gonna root for them.
Still going to enjoy this game, and no matter what. I've got an exceptionally large adult beverage here to help get me through the 4 quarters of this particular game. But there's a lot to unpack here. The Raiders are once again missing a ton of key personnel. No Heath. Amik Robertson is a scratch. They activated Malik Collins. They activated Javin White, who looks like he's gonna get some PT. No Nicholas Morrow, no Kwiatkowski. Did they activate? No. Arnett is off of the inactive list, so he'll.
Yeah, we're gonna have Arnett. We'll have Abrams back.
Yeah, no Cleveland Farrell, no Chris Smith. Nathan Peterman is inactive, and so is Brandon Parker. Short of that, you're going to get whatever everybody else has to give. Excuse me, I forgot. Worley, is Isaiah Johnson still on the COVID list?
I think he is.
Isaiah Johnson's on the COVID list. Jeff Heath is still on injured reserve with the concussion protocol.
Yeah.
The Raiders had actually talked about activating Tanner Muse. That's how desperate they've gotten for bodies.
Yikes.
And right. Yeah. We are definitely scratching at the bottom of the barrel here for every available body we can get our hands on.
But wait, there's more. Raiders will be without DB coaches, Jim O'Neill and Taver Johnson. You just getting started. Okay, all right. I was going to hold back. Look, I put it like this. One, I was hoping that Mariota was going to start, but Derek Carr is going to start. He's going to play through this groin injury. It seems like he's fighting to play like this is an audition to keep his job.
Of some sort. Definitely. I mean, you look at this particular situation, and while you can say that they're hanging on and fighting to the slimmest of playoff chances, it's like, dude, you're going up here to gut out a groin injury, which is going to definitely limit your mobility against a team that's the third highest blitzing team in the league. At nearly 40% of their defensive plays is involving somebody coming on a blitz.
I mean, let's be real here. That should tell you something right now. That Carr's worried about his job. It's not about toughness or tenacity. If they're saying that he has a severe groin injury, your ass is supposed to stay put. I mean, if your job was already secured, you ain't got nothing to fucking worry about. You just sit your ass back. My backups got it for me, and I'm gonna cheer them on. Ladies and gentlemen, that ain't the case. This man rushed back to make sure that Mariota.
Yeah, 9 days.
I'm sorry, that's the way it looks. And if you can't see it, then damn, you might be blind. But no man's gonna rush back from a severe groin injury like that. And it's been less than what? 10 days.
9 days.
10 days. 10 to 14 days. It's been less than that.
He's a fast healer.
If he had that much toughness, his ass would have came back in that game on that Thursday night. But that ain't the case. So, Phil, we're going to see some new faces on this defense tonight, too.
Absolutely.
Raekwon McMillan starting in the middle tonight.
With the green dot, might I add, so that Corey Littleton does not have to. He's just not been that guy for them this year that they trust to coordinate the defense, call the plays, and get them in and out of looks. But Raekwon McMillan, the guy they traded for and then was forgotten about for the majority of the season, is now out there starting for Rod Marinelli.
And see, here's a difference tonight. Maybe we might see some things might be a little bit different. Marinelli got some guys back during that week where he could add in, like, okay, we can work on this, we can work on that, we can add that in. That could be a difference maker versus having that short week that he had going from Monday to Wednesday, then playing Thursday. But here's the thing. Raiders got to at least show that they can fight tonight. At least.
It's gonna be really hard to show a fight. I mean, you can show all the fight that you want, but when you're overwhelmed with talent, like the defense is poised to see, because I take that back, because they got 3/4 of their starters out in the secondary back, so now it looks like it's back to the linebackers and the defensive line again.
Yeah.
You can help yourself in the run game, provided you have secondary who can cover in the back end. And last week they didn't have that. This week they look like they could be better. Are they facing Gesicki and Jakeem Grant?
Yeah, they actually are, and they're facing
Devontae. Parker.
Parker's out. They're facing Bowden.
And Bowden. Now, from what a lot of people on the defense used to light up Mr. Bowden in practice, from what I heard, but lately he started to come on and started producing for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And it has shown something that perhaps maybe even the Raiders could use. Who knows? But they traded him. They sullied his name. It's going to potentially be a revenge game for him to try to come in here and get off on him. And just to get his revenge from the way they played him all the way out of town, which was kind of faulty if you ask me, but it is what it is. This team they got to come out and they got to execute. They got to work together. Defensively while much of the focus is on Carr, defensively is where it's going to happen. Tua is not good with pressure in his face, and the Raiders have been decent enough at ranked 24th.
That's his rating.
Yeah, rating.
24 passing rating.
Oh, 24 passer rating against pressure.
Yes,
yes, but the Raiders pass rushes ranked 16th when it comes to pressures. They've just been failing at getting the quarterback on the ground.
And I'm just gonna say this: look, you're getting some guys back. We're gonna see what's different. We're gonna see. You had a full week of Marinelli and what he's been able to add in. Now, granted, secondary looked like trash last Thursday, but run defense was on point. So him getting this whole week working with the secondary, that could be a difference maker. And we're about to see whether or not, with these two secondary coaches being out, we're going to see if that was a problem, or maybe them being out will be a major problem for us. It could go both ways. I know with what the Lions had everybody out there. The interim head coach, everybody was out. And then they had to go with the wide receiver coach as the interim head coach today. So my whole thing is this. It could be ugly or it could go that way. I mean, we could have the secondary willing to step up and put on the show tonight, or we could be looking like hot shit tonight. It goes both ways, bro. It could go one or the other. Phil, Tommy's asking, what you drinking, bro? Some soft shit.
Modelo time, fool.
Oh, there you go. Who are we drafting? Earl asked.
Jamar Chase.
What position does Jamal Chase play?
Wide receiver at Louisiana State University.
We're going to go wide receiver first.
We're going to go for this wide receiver first.
Mind you, we're going to have folks say, but we have Ruggs. We have Ruggs.
I don't give a shit. Everybody, you're going to hear people that are screaming and yelling that we need to sign Allen Robinson and pay him $200 million just to get him in the silver and black, too.
Hey, look, I'm going to put it like this for tonight's game. If the Raiders win tonight's game, I'll drink a whole bottle of eggnog.
Somewhere there's a joke to be made, but I'm going to let you off easy because this is a family show. But moving right along. Tommy, you asked, should Gruden be called out? Absolutely. But we did call him out last week for his coaching mishaps and incompetence as well. And we're going to see very quickly if he made the right decision when it comes to quarterback. We have every reason to believe that currently at this point we are going to see Derek Carr starting this football game. And the vast majority of what you're hearing from pundits, from radio show hosts, from bloggers, from just about everybody is that Carr should not be playing. There is no you're holding on to the slimmest of playoff margins and hopes, but a compromised quarterback should not be facing a blitz-happy team.
I'm going to just say this, bro. Derek Carr better, look, he came out here ready to play. He better come out because I'm going to tell you this, Twitter going to get ugly as shit tonight.
Won't be just Twitter. It's going to be a lot of things that said, should this come out and they get boat raced, everybody's going to be criticizing that decision. Honest and truthfully, personally, I don't think that Carr's got much more of a quarter or a half of a leash, because at this, or maybe they may just give him halves, honestly, but depending on how it looks, but you really don't stand to gain anything from playing Carr in this particular game. You want to see his toughness. Oh, he went out and he played injured. Oh, this is great story. I'm like, look, dude, you are 7-7. If you were taking care of your business the last couple of weeks, you'd be in a position where you actually needed him to play so that you could get to the playoffs. But that's not your reality.
Nope.
And you got a backup quarterback who you're getting ready to pay $10 million next year, who came out and caught the attention of the owner. Said Mark Davis came out and said that, not came out and said it publicly, but mentioned that he was looking to see if Mariota could in fact throw deep, and Ruggs will be in attendance on the field today, active. And so we may get a chance to see him throw a deep ball or two to Ruggs just to see what that looks like. Who knows? We may not. But this is a tremendous opportunity for John Gruden to learn about his football team, and he won't learn it starting Derek Carr.
Remember how folks used to say, John's got to get his own guys? I mean, this is an example. John needs to get his own guys. I mean, this is going back and forth as the same talk, but I think like John is trying to force it on himself. And And that's what a lot of people are getting that drift around the league, that he's trying to force that relationship on himself. And it's shaky. And I'm still thinking about what Pat McAfee said. Maybe John does ship Carr to another team and he ends up playing better. Who knows? But right now, with John and him, somebody's got to go because this ain't working. The more and more we keep seeing it, it's not working. Because you're on the verge of going 7-9 or 8-8. If you go 9-7, I mean, that's good. But I mean, the thing of it is, this looks like a lackluster season. You talk about beating the virus and guys are not covering or acting like they're all in.
Completely failed at beating the virus. Completely.
We talk about leadership in the locker room, and damn sure we do not see it really.
Haven't seen much of that either. Because when you needed your leaders to step up and to get whoever it was that wasn't on board, whoever it was that was suffering from commitment issues, whoever it was who wasn't all invested, getting everybody on the team to all pull on the same rope in the same direction, that did not happen. Using dad voices didn't work. Doing some reverse psychology hasn't worked. Playing tapes of everybody telling you how much you suck hasn't worked. At some point, we got to get back to the business of winning football games, and only the business of winning football games, because this particular team seems to be worried about everything except for winning football games when it matters.
Everybody needs to get out of the past, and they need to try to find their own future. Their path for a team in the future is being blocked by a fog bank. They're so worried about, we want to play like how we used to back in the day. You can't do that shit no more.
Nope.
You can't. You got to play and play on the level that everybody else is playing. I mean, not like as like a team that's playing subpar, but what I'm saying is, if you want to be a team in this day and age in the NFL, your defense needs to be upgraded. Your offense, there's a part of me that feels that John has upgraded plays for this team, but something's weighing them back. Something is truly weighing them back. If you could beat New Orleans, you could beat KC. Something ain't right.
You fall apart at the exact same point of the season 2 years in a row. Guys continue to get hurt. The coaching looks like you're no longer making adjustments. They looking at, you don't know who to blame. You're terrible inside the red zone. Once you get inside the 20, you're kicking field goals nearly 60% of the time. And Luke is right. I believe that we need a coaching makeover as well. Are we going to get one? Probably not.
I mean, you know what? Yeah, damn sure right. Because, come to think about it, Phil, when we've had Greg Olsen, remember the first stint we had with Greg Olsen, that was shit. And we had Greg Olsen again with Carr. That was shit.
They gave you his best year in 2016. What are you talking about?
No, he didn't.
As his OC and his good buddy Todd Downing as the QB coach.
What are you talking about? That wasn't 2016. Think about it.
No, that was Musgrave.
I'd have slapped the hell out of you for that one.
Sure. I've been drinking.
Yeah, fuck the alcohol. Where I'm gonna slap the shit out of you ass. Damn. Nah, but I mean, you got to get rid of the offensive coordinator. If you really think about it, we had all the damn memes about Greg Olsen calling the plays. Run, pass. We're going to run it right here, and then it's going to go straight passes. It was just like he just had like that bland play calling. So a part of me is like, 100%. Where are we at? Is it mostly John? Is it mostly Greg? Or is it right in between? Because this shit, I mean, I swear, you look hot going forward, but this is the one thing that gets me. This is what I say. You can't be a top team. Everybody always saying that we have this top elite offense. How the fuck you can't score on the opening drive when you get the ball? Answer me that. You couldn't look, opening drive. Majority opening drives. If we all watch each and every game, we've seen that the Raiders cannot score on that opening drive when they get the ball. They go 3 and out and they punt. That's sad. That's sad. So it's not being scripted. Because you can tell the games that are being scripted, you can tell that as, oh shit, we went down the field smoothly. I mean, we probably ended up with 3 points, or maybe we ended up with 6. But I've been looking at these opening drives where it's like, what the hell are you doing? What? I go back to that Chargers game the first time we played them. What the hell were you thinking? That whole, I'm going to do quick pass, quick throw, quick screen.
They'll never see it coming. They'll never see Cart throwing short passes on first and second.
God, I was done off that shit.
Never. Who would have guessed it in a million years?
I do think, Luke, he said thoughts on the team culture. You think everyone's bought in? I don't think everybody's bought in.
Nope.
I think everybody's too concerned. I still go back and still say there are some folks that are concerned about what folks were saying on social media. And you hear Mr. I use my dad voice on this team. Your dad voice on this team is get mad and then block everybody. And you know what's funny, Phil? We gotta thank our good old friend Matt. Matt put up that damn picture of Derek Carr looking down like he's emu or golf and all that shit. And you know what? We've been 1-5 since then. No, excuse me, 1-4.
What can you do? We can't help this team any more than point out their flaws and what they need to do to get better. We're often criticized for being right.
Right.
As if we're proud of sitting here and talking about why this team can't win, why this team isn't winning, what this team needs to do to win. I much prefer to talk about winning football. Let me just tell you the truth. I enjoy to see a well-oiled machine functioning at a high level. I enjoy seeing the running game work. I enjoy seeing the passing game work. I enjoy seeing my quarterback get open receivers in stride where they don't have to break their stride, change their directions, jump up and do a spinning pirouette in the air to catch a football, especially when the smallest receiver has got to jump over the tallest DB. I don't want to see that. I'd like to see the Raiders finally blow somebody out. I haven't seen them blow somebody out since what? The Denver game? Ran all over the Denver
59-10?
59-15 or something like 17
no, 59-10.
Yeah.
You'll never forget that shit.
Yeah, ran all over him. I'd like to see that.
Phil, I think people think we enjoy just talking negative about this fucking team. To be honest, I don't like doing that. It's stressful on us, and then we got to sit here and listen to everybody like, you're just a hater. Bro, we ain't hating on this team. Bro, it's constructive criticism, and we see something that's a flaw, we're going to make sure it's known. Because you guys are going to try to figure out down the season end, like, what's going on with the team? Well, if you look right here, it started here, and then it continued all the way down these last couple of weeks. So my whole thing is, damn, Corey said it best. The truth hurts. That's all we do.
And everybody can't handle the unfiltered truth.
If you can't handle it, there's the door. But sometimes you need to hear the truth. And when you hear the truth, you get a better understanding. You may not like it at first, but down in the end, you're like, shit, you know what?
They were right.
And I don't like being right all the time with that shit with the team looking bad. I don't like it. I don't like talking bad about them. I've been there when I've been on play football, been on a shitty team, and we've been fighting and scrapping. Well, we had a winning streak, and then we actually end up having a season like the Raiders. Missed the playoffs. That shit ate me for weeks, months. I hate it. The players hate it. But the thing of it is, you had to hear the criticism to figure it out, to make something happen, to make it right. You can't sit there and pout. You can't sit there and say, oh, this wishy-washy fans. No. We've been here longer than you guys.
This is some wishy-washy.
Hold on. Bro, we've been here. Some of you guys been fans since the 60s. Some of you guys, the 80s, 70s, and 90s. And then we got fans that are now coming in from the early 2000s. And we talk about commitment to excellence, but we're getting commitment to mediocrity. And that's not fair for anybody that spent about over a couple $1,000 on the PSLs. People that spend hundreds of dollars on jerseys. People that spend anything authentic, anything that's Raiders, a jacket, a damn sweatsuit, a hat. Them hats on Fanatics cost about $30-$40. And we spending all this shit. People traveling to home games, away games. People that got their passport and went to an overseas game. And you playing like a mediocrity, shitty ass team. I'd add 2 negatives right there, so excuse me. But this is just downright disgusting. It's not fair to anybody to have to sit each and every season through this shit. And we done sat through a lot of losing seasons. It's not fair to y'all.
No.
When I call it out not just for me, I call it out for each and everybody that have sat here on every damn Sunday getting our heart rate, the blood pressure up, because this team doesn't want to play like a real NFL fucking football team. It ain't
year round.
You guys sit every season like, I got some hope for this team. We might not be 5-10, but we could probably go 8-8. It's not fair. They have to do cost about 50. I'm sorry, but it's not fair. I see people making different designs for their kids. And, I want to bring my child into silver and black. We talk about silver and black to the day we die. All we feeling is pain. Pain. And enough is enough. The Raiders need to step the fuck up or kick rocks. It's not fair. Isaiah, try Amazon. Amazon Prime, I'm going to show it. But the shit ain't fair to anybody. We talk about, John Gruden coming back. He's going to bring it. We talk about Mayock being the guru for the draft, but we're not seeing it. We talk about we need to have patience, but when we're patient, we're not getting it. We're not getting results. And, I look at other fan bases. I look at Redskin fans or Washington football team. You know what happened with all those fans? They were wishy-washy. Y'all want to talk about some wishy-washy ass fans? They jump and go become Dallas fans or Eagles fans. You want to talk about a diehard loving fan base? This Raider Nation. We've been through thick and thin.
So, with all that being said, before we turn this into a Monday night show about how this team needs to get their shit together, let's focus on the task at hand today. Carr starting. We know we know this. The defense is compromised. They still have 3/4 of their back end, which is starting. What do they need to do to win? How do we get a win out of this?
Fucking hard. Play smart football. Is that so hard? Can they play some smart football, Phil?
That would be the very, very beginning of what they need to do in order to win.
All you got to do is play smart football. All you got to do. It's not that hard. What was the game plan? Okay, I need you to play cover 2. I need you to play man-to-man. Why am I seeing guys not knowing how to play man-to-man anymore?
I don't know.
Like I said, it goes back to what Mike Loxley said to me. It's like you got to start developing these guys going from high school, going to college, double still. But you see it when they're in college. So what the fuck's going on when you're in the league? You just forget everything that you were taught? Do you just abandon everything that was shown to you? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, and then shit, you get blasted because you got your ass burnt not once, not twice, but damn near the whole damn game. And you want to say, I want to block everybody that's said shit about me. Come on. It's frustrating, man. I'm telling you. It's frustrating, Phil. It's really frustrating to the point where if you can't take this criticism, and this game ain't for you. But like my father's taught me, and like I've heard from other coaches in college, if you're gonna play man to man, you got to get a good jam up at the line. And I'm not saying shit. Nobody wants to jam the fuck up at the line. Jam a motherfucker like he talks shit to you. Jam a motherfucker up at the line like he slapped your woman.
You got to be strong at the point of attack. You got to win at the line of scrimmage. You can take guys out of there. I forgot who it was I was listening to. You don't even have just a good jam in itself throws off enough time to screw up a route. Just with a good jam alone.
Yeah, we're not saying that little soft like, nah, get up in his shoulder pads. And I'm going to tell you this. I've seen it before. You get up in his shoulder pads, bruh, motherfucker's not going to be ready to run.
No.
You got to be aggressive. And I think when these guys hear bump and run, it's like patty cake and run. No, fuck that. Get up in this man's grill.
Stick a hand on him and open up your hips.
If you're going to stick a hand, now here's the thing. If you're going to stick a hand, make sure it's the backhand. The backhand where it doesn't look like he's grabbing. It keeps you from getting called pass interference.
Well, you're still within the line. You got 5 yards from the line. I'm thinking more along the lines of not necessarily sticking in there and getting. I'm talking about just opening up, just barely reaching out, touching, and open your hips to turn and run.
So here's a trick. So if you're running man-to-man, side-by-side, guy, the best way, if you want to get your hands right in there and you want to keep them from grabbing that ball, you want to get your hand right in there where you could either break it up or come in and snatch it. backhand, open palm facing out. But that backhand should always be either on the shoulder or on the back. Ref will not call pass interference on you.
Best app to watch the game on the phone is the NFL.com app.
Yeah.
Watch the NFL Network.
They're going to show it tonight on there.
Or you can actually look at the Raiders.com site, which should take you there as well.
Yeah, they're going to show it on the app tonight. But, I mean, these guys in general, you know, mental toughness is not there. And that's where it's one of their true downfalls. Raiders struggle at mental toughness right now on the defensive side of the ball. When it comes to guys offensively, it's there too. It's not consistent.
The line has not been getting the same push that they were getting earlier in the year, and their running back has been battling injury all season long. He made the Pro Bowl this year, but really he should have made it last year. And I don't think that this was a Pro Bowl year from him whatsoever, but I'm not going to hate on him either. So congratulations, Josh Jacobs, for making it. But the line has not opened the holes the way that they were. Even Devontae Booker isn't looking as strong running the ball as he once was. The pass protection is held up. So they're still holding the line of scrimmage. They're just not gaining ground the way that they once were. But it's a whole complement of things, and this team has lacked focus, quite frankly. For all the distractions that they've had to overcome, they haven't quite done it. For all of the things that they've had to do, all the things that they've needed to do in order to show consistency and maintain winning football, they haven't done it. They've given you roughly about 10 games of football, and then it fell apart once again, like it did last season. And at some point, we have to look at what is causing this and take a more in-depth look at what's really going on, because it's easy to blame the players. It's easy to blame the coaches. But when you continue to cycle through both players and coaches and still get the same results, there's another answer to this problem. There's another factor to this problem, because when you change, going through all those changes and achieving the same result means that those weren't the issues, the true issues. We can't have coaching staffs that devalue position groups on the football field. That's why you lose. If all of your position groups aren't tight, because let's be real. You're supposed to win. In order to win a football game, you have to win in 3 phases. You got to win on offense, you got to win on defense, and you got to win on special teams. And you can't win on any of those if you're devaluing position groups out of one of them, because that compromises the whole unit. It's
right.
Not, they're bad, but we got these guys to cover them and do no, because then guys start getting out of position. Your players who you want to criticize so much for not doing what they're supposed to do, or are now being criticized for actually doing what they were told to do, because the guy who's telling them what to do doesn't know what the hell he's talking about and can't teach his brilliant ideas to 23, 24, 22-year-old men.
Yeah. You know,
when you break it down to little things like that, it's systematic organizational failures is really what it is. At the littlest points, the eyeing details. Everybody will tell you it always comes down to details, and it does, because when you start letting details slip, let's talk about tackling. We don't practice tackling anymore. Raiders are terrible at tackling. Second highest missed tackle rate in the league, or missed tackles period, and missed tackle rate. Lack of communication. You can't have communication when the guy who's calling the plays doesn't know what he's calling. So then he calls a play, switches it up, then relays it to his middle linebacker, who's now got to call the play, get everybody lined up, then check for adjustments before the offense runs the play. That's a lot. That's a lot for him to do, especially when he's waiting to the last second to get the actual play called.
Right.
And all in all of this, it's just one small little thing after another. And you'll hear that they need to get it cleaned up. You'll hear that they need to do this, and then it never happens. And somebody has to be accountable for that never happening. Now, you've seen Marinelli for a game, and in the first game that you saw Marinelli in, the attention was paid to the run defense, and they shut down the run. Passing game, they got worked. So now he's got nearly a full complement of starters in the secondary, so he can shut down the pass or play man-to-man against the passer, cover three,
right.
Maybe even quarters, switch it up every little bit. But for the most part, you're probably going to see a man-2, Tampa 2 type zone, and you're going to see 7 guys crowd in the box, rush into the line of scrimmage, because the Dolphins have made their hay running stretch plays.
Yeah. No, Phil, it's just let's all just sit here and see how it plays out. That's all I can really say tonight, man.
So is it a winnable game? Yes, they can win this football game. The offense is still good enough to win this football game. The defense is going to have to do something. They're going to have to sell out and probably bring at minimum 6 guys to play. Is really what they're going to need to do. But the other thing that we haven't had a chance to speak on is with the return of Malik Collins and now being having the opportunity to run a style of defense that he's familiar with Rod Marinelli. We're going to see if now we can get something out of him. And when they first announced that the Raiders were signing him, I was inspired, filled with hope, and thought maybe, just maybe, we were finally going to get a guy in here who can cause a little bit of havoc. And then he ran into Paul Gunther, and he experienced the very same career trajectory that Corey Littleton did, in which he was right away being dragged into the coach's office to talk about how he was pressing too hard and not doing what he was supposed to be doing, because he was trying to make a play instead of that sit back and let everything come to you approach that Gunther had him on.
That just tells you Gunther was not the coach. That just tells you that Gunther should have been gone back in 2018. Shit.
No, it's real. And so with all that being said, we're pretty close to being, like you said, ready to sit back and watch the game. Game starts in about 5 minutes. Real quick before we get out of here, we got a couple sponsors that I'd like to thank. First and foremost, the Raider Ramble, a Las Vegas Raiders outlet delivering the latest in Raiders football with tons of articles daily written by a staff of talented sports writers. Social media page on Twitter and Instagram at the Raider Ramble. On Facebook, the Raider Ramble. Then we have Legacy Financial. It's been a tough year. However, staying positive, keeping your faith, and continuing to work hard is the goal. If you're in a financial struggle at the moment and you need some help, call 951-732-0130 or 510-928-2104 to book your appointment today. Andrew and AO are just 2 people on a mission to help families build a legacy. On Twitter, at legacy_uncut. On Instagram, at Sims_uncut. Last but not least, we have 26 Sports, looking for interviews with champions, contenders, prospects, and people inside of combat sports. Then look no further than 26 Sports with Michael Rueda. He also has recap shows throughout the month. Twitter at Wolf2988, YouTube 26 Sports.
Oh, I'd like to also announce one of our new sponsors, the CYM, Creating Young Minds, nonprofit organization located out in Texas. This is a new kind of basketball league that is shaping into the form of the Euro-style league. We'll be also reporting on some of their games, and we will also be putting up their highlights. So stay tuned for the CYM league. So take care. God bless. Y'all enjoy this game, and we'll be back for post-game for the madness.
He's Jones, I'm Robinson, and this is the Unfiltered Pregame Show. Take care, and go Raiders.